Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Fata Morgana, and today we're probably going to be seeing more on the relationship between Bestia and the white-haired girl. And we're also going to probably see, just in general, the progression of the story. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Obviously, Bestia is at the point where he has improved a lot, even though he has done all of these absolutely atrocious things. He has met the right person and he's been able to sort everything out, and I wonder what's going to happen. Is he going to get punished? Is anybody going to be able to give revenge on him for all of these sick crimes that he has done? I don't know what's going to happen, because does Bestia really deserve to live a happy life after all he has done? That's kind of the question that I'm really looking forward to hearing the answer for. Here we go. So firstly, I just want to read a bit of the backlog, because I was really skimming over everything. Oh, yeah, of course. So we were looking at the childhood of the white-haired girl. I couldn't put the story down to yesterday yet. I was really tired, so I kind of had to. Oh my god, yeah. No maid anymore. Isn't that interesting? Oh yeah, that was really quite sweet, yeah. So how did this day begin? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is really unusual, and it kind of wavers depending on the emotion of people around her. Isn't that the case? Yeah, it must be so unusual having totally elevated sense. Yeah, here it is, yeah. I used the exact words she used, that's hilarious. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of reread her childhood story. Yeah, and my god, it's so interesting seeing the change in Bestia. Surprising, very surprising as well. Yeah. Oh my god, that's really quite funny. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of make sense, but god. Yeah, fair enough. It's a pleasure seeing how Bestia can change just as a result of one person. One amazing person. Yeah, it's interesting that the maid has this separation. Yeah, totally. That's really interesting. Yeah, oh my god, that's hilarious. So I think Bessie is probably... It's a really random time to start a conversation. I mean, they've just woken up and, I suppose he's curious. Isn't that funny? I don't think she's really analysing this properly. What Bestia's feeling, I don't know if she can tell. Yeah, god, that's the awful thing. But by learning about all of his flaws, you have been able to kind of tell everything that has gone on about his childhood. Yeah, god, it's horrible. Must be so tough. And I like to think proper opposite of the previous white-haired girl. This is all the opposite of what we saw before. I think in the last comment section, I can't be bothered to explain, so just look at that if you want to learn why I think that. Yeah. So tough. I mean, could you imagine living on your own and yet being blind? Especially in a time like this. Yeah, God, you can never really tell. Surprising considering they're poor. But you do get exceptions to the rule in society, of course, but it's just not something I would have expected. God, yeah. God, that's awful. It's just that separation. I don't know how she lives. God, I mean, I'm just really quite surprised. It seems like the workplace was really good and then she just casually loses her life. I wonder what that was all about. God, that's vivid. Yeah, fair. I mean, not even in the 21st century can blindness fully be cured, so I don't think it would have been able to be cured in the 18th century. But this is sick. Yeah, oh god, yeah, that's tricky. Look at what you have done to Bestia, though. I think that's enough. I'm sorry, but if I was that person's mother, I would think that that is repayment. Yeah, totally. Interesting. So after she had been mugged by the bandits, no destination, no direction, just here. Yeah, I don't blame him for thinking that. He is now, but he wasn't before. Oh yeah, of course, those scratches that Bestia tended towards. I remember. Yeah, and I really do wonder. I think he is. Yeah, it's not even a bad thing. Yeah. Shouldn't, but it does. You are not a beast, you are a human being. But you are. It's kind of like a human being with the looks of a beast. If it was a true beast, he would never be able to have a relationship like this. But like the white-haired girl was saying, what value truly does an outside appearance have in cases like these? He was. Doesn't necessarily mean he has to be now. People can change. Interesting. That's really, really unusual. So even though he has had these complete series of murderous killing sprees, he has always had these human elements of his personality just locked within himself. Yeah, fair enough. That's interesting. I wonder what's provocative about that. Where are we going now? Are we perhaps seeing Pauline's story? No sound whatsoever! Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. The fuck are we hearing this music again for? What? Ah, I get it now. Yeah, it's this psychopathic subconscious just finding it really, really quite difficult to kind of adapt to the fact that he has changed. Now it's a war within himself. It feels like, oh god. And I can totally see why. Before doesn't necessarily mean he has to be now. Yeah, that's the worst thing, to think that it's not as if she is able to see the form of Bestia and accept him, but she can't see whatsoever. So I suppose there's always that question of, if she could see, would she accept Bestia? But if she had the same heart, the same personality, then who would say anything but yes? Yeah, true. Yeah, that is actually reasonable. Isn't it interesting that he just has a really, really... what's a good example? Oh, I don't know, his subconscious is really driving him to do evil things. I mean, sure, you could say this, but at the same time, what is this pleasure? Is it just a means of driving yourself away from your insecurities? Which it definitely is the case with Bestia. Yeah. Fair enough. It's a total war within himself. Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, it never brought you joy. What's you're saying? Killing somebody is less self-centered? Oh, yeah, good one. God, it really is as if... well, I don't know, he's got multiple personalities within himself. But that's just how different his subconscious is. Why did I just say the word the? I was going to say what the fuck just happened. But then I kind of lost nearly all of the words that I was going to say. I've said some stupid things on this channel, but that's a first. Oh god, so this could be a real turning point. I wonder who it's going to be. But the only thing is, this is the thing. With his subconscious, he is able to beat it. He is able to reason with why it is wrong. So will he be able to overcome any threats to his peace? Yeah. Well, this is the thing. If he looks the human, these people don't have to be prey. They can be people rather than prey. Oh my god. Are these, I won't say military, but people with power? Have they discovered him? Because I don't know if the police might not have existed at this time. What is it? Oh god. I mean, it definitely doesn't seem like something that's... Jesus Christ. Give me Umi and Echo. And look at or Higurashi, and then look at the scary wind sounds in that and compare that to this. This is fucking terrifying. This is amazing. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Because this is kind of like facing the problems that have tormented his mind. No, I know. But the only thing is he is aware. That's a very, very good start. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she probably would understand, but there's only so much understanding somebody can do. She's blind, but if she heard and if she had a reasonable indication to believe. I don't understand why it sounded as if the door had been knocked down, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Just say, no, you can't come in. I mean, it's obviously something that's a bit cruel to say, but it's better than letting somebody in who you might kill. But to be fair, he has to get out of this addiction. And he has to face it, because let's be honest, he's not going to be able to go into the real world if he doesn't face this fear. Who is it, though? Oh my god, what? God, he's trying so hard to hold it back. It's just... he's finding it very difficult to do so. Who is it? What? Okay. What? Yeah, so this is a proper beast. Yeah, he might be the helpless prey now. This is not what I was expecting. It is interesting that this story really does have a confirmation with the supernatural. But let's be honest, these are diary entries from a maid. So they could be... This could all be a product of her imagination. It could be reality, which she is having a spin on with her imagination. Yeah, that thing is gonna kill you. Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I think it's very... Yeah, it's just... This is the last thing I was expecting. Oh, right. Oh god, what's this theme? This doesn't sound like something that's very friendly. I hear a sub bass, but I don't know if that was just a sound effect or not. Or if this is actually the beginning of a theme. No, I think it is developing into something, but I don't know what. Is that his kind? Yeah. So what is his true name? Does he have a true name? Oh, God. Yeah. Engraved into his very name. That's really surprising. Yeah. Now we hear the song. It's just plain coincidence. This is the worst thing, she can't see as well. You need to use that sword of yours quickly to protect her. Yeah, you've really got to be careful. Yeah, don't. What good is a door going to do with a beast, though? Let's be honest here. Exactly, as a means of protecting another rather than tormenting and torturing them. Yeah. It's hard to believe. It really is. Yeah, I don't blame him. I really don't. He needs hope. Especially in a situation that's as deadly as this. Oh shit. Okay, Bestia number 1, Bestia number 2. Yeah, true. There's one thing, resolve is one thing, but action and putting your resolve into action and actually getting a result over it, and obviously willing to accept failure, that's another big part of it. I don't like that she's saying this, if I'm going to be honest. I.e., resolve is going to help in no way, shape or form. Well, the thing is, he has resolved before, but now he's just acting like he's totally defenseless. Go on, you can do it, Bestia, please. Yeah? Yeah, so why is it so difficult to slaughter this beast? I suppose. Yeah. I don't blame him whatsoever. But the thing is, I mean, beforehand, obviously, I get that he was getting for pleasure. But now, if he doesn't kill, somebody's life is in danger. Not only his, but his lover's. Yeah, totally. He has to do it. If he wants this future, he needs to do this and he needs to get over this fear. Yeah, totally. Exactly, yeah. You do. Seriously, I don't actually disagree. Oh god, is it from fear or... Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Isn't it interesting, the sound design making him sound like a beast? And obviously this... I feel like whenever there's X's involved, these weird little X's here, there's some sort of indication of a lack of humanity. Jesus. Sounds as if he's totally gone mad. Jesus Christ, what must this lover think of this noise? Yeah, fair enough. Is he ever going to stop? Yeah, seriously. God, the maid isn't even here, and the white-haired girl's blind. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, no, he's going to have to clean this up. Let's be honest here. Yeah. No, I can imagine. I mean, partly it's good that this beast has been killed as a means of them, well, so that everything can be protected, but is a site like this good? For, obviously, the mind of Bestia. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, you did. But if I'm going to be honest, I think everything after the murder is just as important, if not maybe even more important, because how he will change from this murder will influence everything. Is he going to learn? Doesn't actually look like he's dead. How the fuck? Yeah, I mean, he has stabbed this person with his sword and obviously slashed his sword on the beast so many times, and yet he's not killed. How? God, it's as if this beast wants to test the psyche of Bestia. Seriously. Well, I mean, it doesn't exactly look like he's in good condition. Yeah, just trying to kill him with everything he has got. Into the hand as well. Like I said, big turning point. He had, but what does this mean? What's going to happen to him now? How is he going to change? Isn't it interesting that that is how the transition happens? Yeah, I don't have a good feeling. Oh my god, is this the other side of Bestia? Or is this Pauline? Yes, does not sound like something Bestia's more merciless side will say. Yeah, I thought so. Damn. So we're seeing this conversation. Ooh, that is going to be properly cruel. Because this is just one of the many people. Oh my god, this merchant looks so unusual. So's this song. God, this is weird. But, yeah. If I'm going to be honest, I wish this didn't have vocals. Guitar's beautiful. Don't like these vocals. God, so what's going to happen to Bestia? That is the biggest question. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a flashback before we... And maybe a bit more of the life of Pauline as well. This merchant's face is so unusual. It's got to be the weirdest looking... If I'm going to be honest, I think both of these characters have really weird looking sprites. He looks it, to be honest. Yeah, I would not go messing with this person. Well, if I'm going to be honest, no matter how tough somebody is, they are still going to get murdered by Bestia. Yeah, and the ship wasn't where he had died, if anything. Yeah, forever. Yeah. You do not know what you were saying, I think. You can wait a year and a half, but if you have the hope that he will return to you, it's fine. But, yeah. Maybe not in situations like this. No, he sounds really quite faithful. That's unusual. Ah, I get it now. Oh, we are really setting the scene for something interesting, but this is the thing, Pauline is not a mass murderer. Bestia has had so many victims that Pauline could just be one of many. Just one of the people that the story has decided to zoom in on. How many people's lives have been stopped as a result of Bestia that could have also been zoomed in on? God, I love this guitar, but I hate the vocals. Yeah. Oh, good, it's off. Yeah, I love this song. This track is so good. Oh, totally, yeah. What is the Albufera wetlands? Also, it's one of the most important wetlands in Spain, it looks like. Yeah, okay. Mallorca's largest wetland area. Yeah. It's apparently one of the most biodiverse regions within Europe. Yeah. I wish I could say that she would have certainty, but she's never going to have it. Yeah, because this is the worst thing. You could either think that the lover is dead or he is doing an affair. But he seemed on the outside like somebody who would be faithful, but who knows? Yeah. If only idealistic views were true. Yeah. Yeah, that other person is probably just really wishing he could confirm it. I don't blame her doing anything to be able to see the merchant. She seems like she's from a really quite respectable background. Orlando. Yeah, totally. She would not want to let her go. Yeah, reasonable. If only. Yeah, you'd like to think that. Isn't it interesting? This is going to be a real challenge for Bestia. I wonder if they are going to ever meet and what would happen. What would he say? Interesting. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it looks amazing, and I love the realism of setting that is portrayed in this. I can properly imagine this being just in a time that's set around the 18th century. It really is nice, but you can obviously tell this is a really, really upper class neighbourhood. These are the good parts that are being shown to us rather than poverty, deprivation, and just in general crime and damaged areas. Yeah, fair enough. And that has resulted in the entire deterioration of the village because people haven't had, I suppose they haven't had the mental state to be able to want to unite as a community and be able to improve the village. That's interesting. Yeah, and this is interesting. I do wonder why... No, I know why. I think the mother didn't like the fact that the... By the way, can I just mention, why is Pauline even a character that is known in this story? I think it might be inevitable that him and Bestia are going to meet. Why would the maid know about this random person? So she's probably travelled overseas to do this. And what I find really interesting as well is that between this other guy, Orlando, they're having a really equal conversation, and it feels like a conversation that would be had within the modern day. There's no gender inequality, no discrimination just because of who these people are. It feels like a very surprisingly equal relationship, which is not something I would have expected for this time. Yeah. Yeah, God, this is really quite vivid. military. God, this must have been a very, very tough time that they have soldiered through. And as a result of that, it's probably led to a lack of motivation for everybody. And it is just surprising. You can tell that a village has been neglected if these people have been so badly affected that the entire village has gone from a thriving one to one that's completely neglected and one that's just going to go to ruin. It must be, yeah, but it's just awful that people in said village are so psychologically crushed. I see. Yeah. They've probably been really badly affected by all of this, but that doesn't necessarily mean they aren't. It's a very positive mindset she thinks in. A hollow. What is a hollow? Oh, right, a loud shout or cry. I agree. Oh my god. This is going to be interesting, exploring the village. Oh my god. This guy looks absolutely terrifying and also a bit like Mel, ironically. God, what an unusual portrayal of the sea. Such a weird art style. It's good, but it's weird. Yeah, this guy does not look happy. No, I don't think so. He seems on the richer side, just given these clothes. Can I just mention? Yeah, so somebody who is really fragile, who is vulnerable, and who, with any bad change, could be totally destroyed. Just somebody who is having a horrible life. Yeah, she's probably doing... I don't know, I mean, she could make a difference, so I think she's doing the right thing. Can I just mention she said this out loud? Oh, you're going to be staying here for a month. I see what she means. Javi. Unusual name. Oh my god, that's the worst. Yeah, God, it's not that he doesn't understand anything. He's just saying nothing. This is the worst thing. You don't know whether it's due to a lack of understanding or if it's just because he's ignoring her. She's kind. She doesn't mean any harm whatsoever, but he seems quite... I don't know what he seems. He's just not saying anything. Oh. Oh my god, that's the worst. She should be honest. That is, if she can be in the other language. Dan bit. She thought, no, I don't blame her whatsoever. She is trying, and this person is being a bit of an arsehole. She's trying hard, and yet because she's not speaking like an exact native, this person wants to, I don't know, just criticize her. Yeah, God, how rude is he? She should be honest. She really should be. Oh God, let's hope she's not going to get mugged or something. If I'm going to be honest, I don't disagree whatsoever. Yeah. Are you going to say what you're here for? But if I'm going to be honest, like what... I don't know if it's Javi or Yavi. I don't know. Let's just say Javi, why not? Yeah. I think what he said still applies. Somebody has a lot of time on their hands. Yeah, I mean, she is being honest. Yeah, but at the same time, it could be the case that this person is, I don't know, some sort of bandit. Why do female bandits even exist? I don't know, it's just never really something I would have imagined a woman to do in this time, but who knows? Yeah, befriend a grain of fucking sand, it's never gonna happen. Or maybe it will. True. Yeah, but at the same time, you also need to do a thing called make it look like it's not obvious what you are doing, which I think that ship has sailed already. But oh well, you might be able to redeem yourself. Who knows? It's kind of impossible to tell. Yeah, she's being nice. I mean, she's just trying to make conversation. It isn't, to be fair. Yeah, she's trying so hard. Let's be honest. Is that... Oh? I thought it was just going to straight out say... No, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but if I'm going to be honest, I don't think Javi's going to budge. Yeah, I think that's your answer. Reasonable. Well, no, I think some people would be. It's just he's obviously not somebody who's inviting or welcoming whatsoever. Yeah, fair enough. God, even she's raising her voice. Yeah. mean, she's just trying to get to know somebody. Just harmlessly. She's not going to... It's not as if she's using somebody for some sort of purpose. She just wants to get to know people. And this person is so suspicious and unfriendly that it's impossible. But some people are just like this. So in situations like these, you do a thing called give up. But then again, she is very, very stubborn, to be fair. Yeah, so he likes being alone. He doesn't have any friends whatsoever. Damn. He's not going to wait. You can really see how the residents of this village are psychologically affected by everything that has gone on. But also in general, I don't think this kid has had... Well, I don't know. We know too little about him to tell, but... Yeah, either a really bad upbringing or... I don't know. Just in general, this damaging him as well. Interesting. Oh my god, here we are again. That was not what I was expecting to see Bestia. It feels like we're really alternating between the two scenes because I think Pauline's going to discover this. It is interesting that with Pauline, she is somebody who, I mean, like the Javi was saying, yeah, she's being more of a kid than he is. Right, so I've just had a little nap and now we're going to return. So this is just what I saved a bit far by accident, but yeah. Read the name of this little subchapter. It's going to be a bit difficult. I feel like this is going to tell us a lot, this chapter. Yeah, totally. Yeah, unless they're blind. But, I mean, let's be honest, blind people have enhanced senses, so of course they'd be able to, I don't know, maybe smell or have some sort of clue as to how awful the place is. And also, don't forget how it must feel to, how it must feel and sound to walk across as well, especially if you have footwear on or not. It's easy to find out. And obviously the smell. Yeah, so what is going to be said here? Very reasonable question. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. An amount of murder committed by somebody who is an amount of murder committed by somebody who never, it's just an amount of murder that is so big that it feels like it would never have potential for a human being to do it. Really, it's yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I suppose there is no peace of mind because he knows who he is himself. And I just find it really interesting that it's as if all of the persecution he has had for just being different, for being himself, it's caused him to really look down on himself, to feel as if he's, well, kind of like a human being looking at a beast, somebody that doesn't fit into the world at all. And it's awful how there is no acceptance whatsoever for who he is. And that's just because of the awful experiences he has had as a result of society, if you ask me. Yeah. If I'm going to be honest, sure, this is protection, but it's also a justified reason to kill. But I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think circumstances are a bit different here, considering that this is a beast. There is no mercy and no reasoning with it, like there would be with a human being. It was either kill or be killed in a scenario like this. So you could say that, but at the same time, it is a bit flawed, that logic. Yeah, he's just desperate for salvation. He's just desperate for somebody to kind of soften what he has done. I mean, yeah. Himself. Let's be honest here. Exactly, yeah. But the fact that he has terror is an indication of the fact that he is changing. And he's finding it very hard to deal with the fact that he has killed somebody. He's just trying desperately to have reassurance. God. That's horrible. Oh God, yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, of course. God. Yeah, God, and it's awful. I mean, this is such intricately made clothing. And yet, look at what's happening to it. If only it was dye. Yeah, not a very presentable colour. Yeah. I do find it really interesting that there are so many things, like this for example, where if this person was not blind and if she could see, how would she react compared to whether she isn't blind? Like for example with this dress, it looks like it's very, very valuable, and yet at the same time now it's coated with blood. But she can't care because of the fact that she's blind. She can't see what there is that she could care about, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what he needs. That really, really is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. It's kind of Bestia could snap her neck easily, but oh, I think the white haired girl could snap him psychologically. But obviously, they would never do that. It's just kind of a way of comparing their traits, really. Yeah, reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, he needs to actually vocalize what is what's troubling him, and hopefully that's going to help him. She's being really, really loving, and yeah, it's just, I mean, he's having a total meltdown. Yeah. He just feels with such a lack of idea of what to think. Is he proud for having protected somebody? Or is he sad for having murdered somebody? No matter what happens, we can totally tell that he has changed because he held back. Yeah, God, that's the worst thing. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just interesting you have something in your territory, something that's unknown, and instead of being able to receive said compassion, you can't. But it's instinctive, let's be honest here. Of course he wouldn't be able to. I mean, look at how much suffering has been induced. All of this shitty killing spree that he has had, it's been induced because people have treated him badly. So it must just be instinctive for him to cast aside times when he is actually treated well and somebody wants to help him. Yeah, God, that's awful. Yeah. Yeah, tell her. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting that this person is trying to kind of fit into human society, but there's such a lack of things he knows about that are just commonplace for a human being to know. Yeah, and it's just interesting that yes, she does have to spell out the obvious because the obvious is obvious to people who are humans, but not to the Bestia character. The Bestia character. Dude, just fucking say Bestia. Yeah, put it into words because it will help you. Well, I mean, I don't know if he is a man. He's not exactly human, but let's assume he is a human. It's an interesting question. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's interesting. Totally reasonable, yeah. Yeah, good. But I suppose obviously everything resurfaced today because it was within the time period of. Well, it's just kind of like I don't know. I think a good example. Let's say somebody's really, really traumatized about something, and then making them revisit the trauma. It's kind of similar to this, in a way. He just has something that's locked up in him that he never wants to. He never wants to resurface, but obviously this will trigger that. Yeah, exactly. God, he's being properly honest. But after all, this is what he needed. Just somebody to acknowledge him, somebody to be there for him, and to see beyond the outside. And I just found it really interesting. From day one, she knew her role. She knew that somebody was very vulnerable, was very emotional, somebody needed help, and that is exactly what she gave to Bestia. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I get this, and I get that it is the animalistic instinct, but what would have happened if you didn't show them? What happened if you didn't show them strength? This person you were talking to right here that you love so much, she would have died. Wait, hang on a second. I kind of forgot the context for a second. yeah, it's just this constant desire for peace. And it is really interesting that what kind of happens with this mansion, as the maid says, the mansion grants your desires. This is his deluded version of peace, and it kind of has been granted now. It wasn't granted here. There has been a long journey that has been had until this version of peace that is actual has been able to be granted. Yeah. You could never find peace because, like we saw, it was like a burning obsession and it would just get more and more. Yeah, totally. He was drunk with power. And that's the thing. It's not as if he was remaining at a constant level. No, it was getting worse and worse. It was increasing in terms of how bad it was. Yeah, totally, yeah. Because she understands. She sees somebody who is properly vulnerable. It is actually quite surprising considering that so many people were murdered as a result, but she doesn't see the results. She more so she sees kind of what has led this person to murder. And it's surprising. It really isn't. Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah. But did he think about any of this when he was just selfishly increasing his... Well, selfishly taking pleasure in murdering? No. Of course he wasn't. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, this person, he has mercy. The only reason he is murdering is because he's totally a victim of, well, let's be honest, persecution, prejudice. He would never have normally done this. He doesn't have a heart that would normally make him want to do it. And it's interesting what the White Haired Girl was saying about fear as well. So, you commit murder because of the fact that you were scared of yourself and you're sad about the rejection that other people were facing, and obviously the tendency others have to call you a beast. And then you get so scared of what you truly are, and so reject it so much that in the end, in order to conceal the fear, you then make it so that this becomes an addiction. And I suppose the more you kill, the more fear is concealed. So obviously the more of a false sense of peace of mind this person actually gets. And it's just interesting that this killing, it acts as, it's kind of like at the present moment he is doing the murder, it kind of acts like a distraction from all of his feelings, but obviously something like a murder, it's going to totally scar somebody mentally. So even though it is a distraction from all of the horrible thoughts, it's just kind of fueling them. And I remember that scene where he was literally committing a murder, and yet he was just thinking, why do I have to be who I am? Why won't you view me like a normal thing? Yeah, totally. That goes with every murderer. Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing. Interesting. I do wonder how old Bestia is. I can't imagine he's very old. God, so this was when he woke up? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, so this is his first memory that he can actually recall. It's just because of the outside appearance. So I'm assuming this is a torture scene or something. Just a scene that really, really shows the cruelty of humanity. Jesus Christ. I really do wonder... Yeah, totally. God, so it's as if it's the first where he is not... Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it's just... You see something that's totally unknown. Do you let it go and just continue with your day like usual and let it live a happy life? Well, not really a happy life, but a life that's not affected? No, you just have to do this because you are a bully. This is so unnecessary, it's unreal. It's disgusting. Jesus Christ, and these people sound like kids as well. How the hell are these kids brought up? Well, I mean, I feel like there's a mix. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. It just matters about the fact that people are doing it. This is the first thing that he is experiencing. And I bet you the white-haired girl now is just thinking, I see. It's insane. Well, what if you are the food? Yeah. It's just constant persecution, prejudice, and just in general horrible, horrible behaviour just because of something's outside appearance. I mean, isn't it interesting to think about the fact that with human beings, we are scared of beasts because they are kind of like on a higher order on the food chain. They can kill us easily. But the thing is, we take that fear and then we try to distract ourselves from said fear by making ourselves feel as if we are on top of that said fear. And that's kind of what these people are doing here. They're trying to exert superiority on him just because they're scared, I think. And as a result of that, they're totally scarring him and ruining himself and ruining his life and obviously just being really unnecessarily cruel. There is no way you can justify something like this at all. Yeah, he is feeling it. And he will feel it throughout his entire life, to be honest. God. You don't deserve death whatsoever. And I just feel like the more I learn about Bestia, the better we realise it is for the white-haired girl to be somebody who is looking after him. Yeah, I mean, this is the worst thing. It is interesting, this kind of concept about a lack of ability to reach understanding. He obviously is limited by the restraints of language, so obviously he can't understand the human beings around him, but the human beings, they obviously won't be able to understand him because it's just natural. Fear from an outside appearance. I mean, even the kindest people, I'm sure they've thought of said prejudice sometimes in their lives. I mean, it's impossible. It's impossible sometimes not to judge people on their outside appearance and only look at the inside. Sometimes it can tell you a lot, but sometimes it really doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. Instead, they want to tease him. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I get that. Oh god, that's awful. Yeah, because you just see something as disgusting as a dog in mud. A wild dog, if anything, and then you realise that you are lumped with the same category as that creature. Yeah. Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah. And ultimately, with, I don't know, for example, cattle, they are raised with human beings looking after them the most, but after all, that's just so that they can get the most out of them. Like produce, why did I say that? Sorry, I meant like, well, I don't know, milk, meat, stuff like that. And so that they can, but it's just interesting that with cattle, some of them are probably only living good lives because they have interest to humans. A beast, for example, is very similar to a form of cattle. It's just people don't have any ways in which they can benefit from it. So you do wonder if that's maybe like one of the reasons that people don't fully treat these things correctly. Things, that's cruel to say. Yeah, totally. Yeah, but that's the thing, it would never ever happen. Yeah. Yeah. But this is the thing. He has only seen this side of humanity. It's so good that he is able to experience humanity from a kinder lens as well. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No way. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, totally. Not the characteristics of a beast whatsoever. You can never call yourself a beast. Yeah, and I like that. Yeah, I don't disagree whatsoever. And she already has, let's be honest. You could have been. I mean, I'm sorry, but you've gone from being a serial psychotic murderer who doesn't exactly murder as something that he has to do. No, he does it for pleasure, but not anymore. Yeah, you can become a man. You can become somebody who is fully able to convince others that they are human. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you don't want it to smell of human. Yeah. After all, he has done this murder. He needs to take responsibility, I see that. Where is he going to dispose of the body, though? When I say human, sorry, I meant beast. Yeah, I want to see more on this as well. It's interesting. Yeah. I can definitely see why, yeah, totally. Yeah, I can definitely see why the maid thinks this person has a resemblance to the white-haired girl. I mean, they are seriously similar people. It's quite coincidental. It's horrible, though, yeah. They both have red eyes as well. Yeah. After all, if anything, he never saw any ugliness, but of course that's because of the fact that he was interpreting her beauty from a lens that wasn't human. If he was a human being, would he have found her beautiful? Who knows? God. I mean, at least she's honest, but fucking hell. Yeah, that's horrible. I'm surprised that it would have this much of an effect. Yeah, she was discriminated against. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They are two immense victims of prejudice, and it was interesting when she was seeing the beast and seeing his insecurities just totally for show and being able to recognise where they had come from, because well, she knows these from experiencing them herself. And that's good, they can relate. No. No way. She just looks like a beautiful girl to Bestia. Yeah. It is interesting that no matter how much the white-haired girl says that she is somebody who can feel more than sight, heart, the true thoughts, emotions, all of that. No matter how much she says she can feel that, rather than the outside appearance, Bestia still thinks that it's interesting. Yeah, fair enough, I don't blame him. Yeah. He doesn't want to burden her, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, I know, that is tricky. Yeah. do wonder what's going to happen. I'm surprised that that sound effect is still there. So are we going to see Pauline now? Or what? Yeah, probably. Okay, we'll begin tomorrow there. Oh, yeah, I'm excited for this. Why do we know about Pauline's existence? It's obvious that she is going to meet us. I want to see that. Anyway, yeah, so it's interesting this. A corpse lays there, but it's so hard for him to think about the fact that he is a human because of the fact that he is falling victim to the same reasons these people prosecuted him, i.e. his outside appearance. It's tricky. On the outside you are a beast, sure, but what about on the inside? And I just find that so interesting. If you get somebody who has totally had a restricted view of the outside appearance, what does that person say that this quote-unquote beast is? Human. That's the answer. Human. Yeah. I really like Bestia, honestly. He's got a very nice character debate, and I think the white-haired girl, they did a really good job in creating a really good character for the scene. I was always thinking that this could possibly have been Bestia's hand, but I don't think it is. It just looks... I'm sorry, Bestia. It looks too human. I can't imagine Bestia's hands to be like that. Do we have CGs? Question marks. Ending list. Can we actually view the endings? Yeah. Okay, good. But we've got a chapter... Oh shit, what is this? Wow. Wait, so how do I move? Is there like a... Oh, alright. So Awakening Anne chapter 1. Oh my god, this is cool. That's interesting. I really wonder what that last line means. Why? What a majestic scene. Looks amazing. But so what actually happens if we do this? Alright, so this is just, yeah, just the beginning of the chapter here. I really do wonder if we're going to see those two characters again. I hope we do. Anyway, yeah, that was really, really good today. And we've got a lot to look forward to be honest. Yeah, like I said, I think Bestia's character development is really nice. And also, Pauline, I do wonder what's going to happen with her. Oh my god, that was hilarious seeing the scene with her and Javi. Just, was that his name, Javi? Let me just check. I should have it in my previous recording actually, because I had a nap, so I've kind of had separated recordings. Yeah, Javi, yeah. I wonder if he's going to be significant. But, yeah, ultimately, Pauline is the interesting one. Because, let's be honest, when Pauline comes, I think it's just a question of when. When Pauline comes to the mansion, there is going to be a very, very big challenge on, Bestia's personality. It's going to be the ultimate test. And it's going to be really interesting because if I'm going to be honest, I feel like the more human he becomes, sure, he will become human. He will be somebody that can accept himself despite his outside appearance. But being human also means feeling guilt. Look at what he has done. I mean, it's interesting that he doesn't actually feel guilt at the moment, but I suppose he's just so... He's kind of making it so that he has a lack of attention to that side of things. He's more focusing on changing rather than grieving, but yeah, I think grief is going to be something that will happen soon. When I say that, I just mean guilt for the amount of people he's murdered. Because the more he becomes human, the more he will understand just what he has done. There's a lot to look forward to in this chapter, if you ask me, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.